turning to Sociocracy and Holacracy. Holacracy would be a subset, a proprietary subset of Sociocracy, which is open source. This has a design that's built around teams. Okay. While it's a team structure, though, it is also viewable as a hierarchy. If you think about grouping people on a traditional hierarchy into teams or groups, and then look at the hierarchy from the top down, you could actually see the structure here in the upper right-hand corner of linked teams themselves. In so doing, there is a retention of positional power within a hierarchy, but it's not a hierarchy of people. It's really a hierarchy of circles with people embedded in those circles. This gives really maximum autonomy with clear decision rights within each circle. And that's one of the real benefits here of sociocracy, is the clear decision rights to make any decision, but then also linkages as is needed. But you'll notice that the linkages don't go across the organization. They go up, across, and then down, similar to a traditional hierarchy. A key component is also decision by consent, which is gained through discussion. This is not necessarily a veto power, but anybody who has a concern about any decision has the rights to hold up that decision until they discuss it and address those concerns. So this adds then to what might be called some of the limitations, in that while you've eliminated some of the bureaucracy of a traditional hierarchy, you've replaced it with another bureaucracy, in this case, formal processes for the documentation and the meeting facilitation. This takes a great deal of learning, and when Zappos shifted over to Holacracy, there was a significant turnover because of the operating style, that while it freed you to make decisions, it also became very heavy loaded with the bureaucracy of the meetings, but also the documentation of those meetings for sharing across the organization. Change also led to what they called role proliferation. While change was easily initiated, it did not easily kill other things, so that when new changes were put in place, people picked up new roles in addition to their old roles, and you ended up having some personal conflicts in as to how to prioritize time among the different roles that people are taking on as the organization changes themselves. There's also some dual linkages, which is an interesting concept in a way, in that instead of just having a top-down type of linkage, in addition to the top-down linkage, there's a second person in each circle that is responsible for linking upward. So there's actually a two-way communication between circles here. One pushes information down, another person actually pushes information up. But again, while this adds to the benefit of increased communication, it also comes with some overload of the burden associated with that. Meeting time to reach a consent often is a key issue. And I find a very steep learning curve. When I look through the information that Sociocracy has, and there's really multiple bodies that have Sociocracy because it is open source. So you're going to see different variations between the different governing bodies for Sociocracy. But even within Holacracy, there is a significant amount of documentation and training materials and how to train people in the meeting process and the decision-making process itself, such that it is not an easy way to bring someone on board without bringing them not only into that version of Sociocracy, but then how to make it operational.